These guys you messed up with, they're scary monsters.
I don't know anything.
What sweet baby dad? What did you get me into?
Darling, you got to let me know.
Welcome to Narnia.
Should I stay or should I
How
go?
much is there?
Over 4 million.
Everyone gets a cut.
The Russians, the Puerto Ricans, the Hebrews.
What are you doing? Oh!
So what happens to me?
Sorry, mate.
You run away from what you're afraid of, then it owns you.
Buckle your seatbelt.
Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now?
What is going on?
Hasta aquí llegaste, cabrón.
Either we go deeper or we get out.
I don't want out.
Should I stay or should
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Media. Today I want to talk about the film Caught Stealing, and honestly, this one caught me off guard. This film is set in 1998 New York City, and right from the opening moments, it fully commits to that era. The clothes, the music, the grime, the color grading, everything about it screams late 90s crime cinema. And here's the thing, if you did not know this was a 2025 movie, I don't think you'd question it for a second. It doesn't feel like a modern film pretending to be set in the past. It feels like something that actually came out of that time. There's a real confidence in the way it presents itself, and I loved that straight away. The whole thing kicks off in such a simple way. Hank Thompson, played by Austin Butler, is a New York bartender just trying to get by, and his punk rock neighbor, played by Matt Smith, asks him to look after his cat for a few days. That's it, that's the favor. But then Russian gangsters show up outside Matt Smith's apartment, brutally attack Hank, leaving him injured and waking up in hospital. They're clearly looking for something, but Hank has absolutely no idea what it is, and he's as much in the dark as we are. And from that moment on, the film never loses momentum. It just keeps escalating, throwing problem after problem at him, and you're completely locked in. At its core, Caught Stealing is a dark comedy crime thriller, and it absolutely nails that balance. It's violent, it's chaotic, it's tense, but it's also genuinely hilarious. Not forced jokes or one-liners every 5 minutes, but sharp, uncomfortable humor that comes from absurd situations and great character interactions. I laughed out loud quite a few times, and those laughs never undercut the danger or the stakes. The film is a complete roller coaster. It barely gives you time to breathe before throwing you into the next confrontation, the next problem, or the next sudden shift in direction. There's loads of action, hand-to-hand combat, shootouts, car chases, but it never feels mindless. Everything feels connected to the story, the characters, and that's what keeps you invested from start to finish. What really impressed me, though, is how unpredictable the story is. There are multiple twists throughout the film that I genuinely did not see coming. Just when you think you've got a handle on where it's heading, it pulls the rug out from under you. And even when it feels like the film is wrapping up, it hits you with one final twist. It is very rare these days that I watch a movie that actually surprises me, and Caught Stealing managed to do that right up until the very end. Visually, the film looks great. The cinematography leans heavily into that gritty, neon-tinged urban crime aesthetic. New York feels alive, dangerous, and unpredictable. The camera work during the action scenes is sharp and controlled, never messy or hard to follow, and the film knows when to let a moment breathe instead of cutting away too quickly. The cast across the board is excellent. Zoe Kravitz brings a really cool, confident energy to her role. Matt Smith is clearly having a lot of fun here, and he's wildly entertaining whenever he's on screen. Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio as the Jewish brothers are an inspired pairing. They're intimidating, eccentric, and oddly funny in a way that only they can pull off. Regina King, as always, commands every scene she's in with authority and presence. But make no mistake, this is Austin Butler's movie. He carries the entire film on his shoulders and delivers a genuinely incredible performance. There is vulnerability, intensity, and charisma all wrapped up in one, and you root for him even as things spiral further and further out of control. At this point, he has proven time and time again that he is a leading man, and Caught Stealing just reinforces that. One of the most surprising aspects of the film for me is that it comes from Darren Aronofsky. When you look at his previous work, Black Swan, The Wrestler, The Whale, you'd expect something heavy, bleak, and emotionally draining. So I wasn't expecting this at all. What you get here is a fun, thrilling gangster movie. Nothing more, nothing less, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It feels like Aronofsky cutting loose and having fun with the genre, and it really works. By the time the credits rolled, I was smiling. This is one of those movies where you can just sit back thinking, yeah, that was a great time. It's violent, it's funny, it's fast-paced, unpredictable, and packed with memorable moments. It knows exactly what it is, and it never outstays its welcome. So who is this for? If you love gritty 90s crime films, dark humour, and movies that are not afraid to be fun, chaotic rides, this is absolutely one to check out. For me, Caught Stealing is highly entertaining, and I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. If you've enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check back for weekly movie reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next one.